Hello and welcome. We've got such a beautiful story for you today, one that takes us all the way to the fields of the United States.
Just think about it for a second. What if, when you felt completely lost in the dark, one single shining star could show you the way back home? Our story begins with a curious boy named Eli. More than anything in the world, he just loved to lay back in the cool grass and watch the endless night sky absolutely sparkle with thousands of tiny stars. Now, his grandmother, who was full of wisdom, would often sit with him. And she told him something he'd never forget. She said, "Eli, whenever you feel lost, just look for the North Star. It's special. It never, ever moves." Well, one evening, as Eli was walking home, something started to change. A really thick gray fog began to roll in from the fields, covering everything like a big, soft blanket. Pretty soon, he couldn't see the path at all. In all that swirling mist, everything looked exactly the same. The road he knew so well, it had just vanished. And that's when a little seed of fear started to grow in his chest. But then, he remembered his grandmother's words. So, he just stopped walking. He stood completely still, took a long, deep breath to calm his racing heart, and he looked up. And you know what? Through a tiny little break in the fog, there it was, the North Star. It wasn't the biggest star, or even the brightest, but it was shining quietly and, most importantly, steadily. A tiny point of light, almost like it was just for him. He felt this amazing sense of calm wash over him. Trusting that little unwavering light, Eli started to walk again. Very carefully, just one foot in front of the other, he kept his eyes right on that star. And as he walked, the fog began to thin out, swirling away, almost like magic. And then he saw it, a soft, warm glow in the distance, the lights of his very own home. Safe and warm in his room, Eli realized something really important. It wasn't just about finding his way home. He understood that even when things feel super confusing and you can't see the path ahead, there's often a steady guide to help you find your way forward. And that's really the heart of our story, isn't it? The moral is that when you trust in steady guidance, whether it's a star, a person you look up to, or even your own inner voice, you are never truly lost.
That idea of finding a guide is just so powerful. So now, let's try a small activity to help us notice the steady things in our own world.
It's really simple. First, sometime tonight, just step outside and look up at the sky. Then, just try to notice one thing you've never really paid attention to before. It could be a star, the shape of a cloud, or the color of the twilight. Just one new thing. And here's something to think about. For Eli, it was the North Star. But what about you? What helps you stay calm when you feel a little lost or unsure? All right, let's have a little fun and recap the key moments from Eli's adventure with a quick pop quiz. Ready? First question. Who was that wise person that taught Eli all about the North Star? Okay, next one. What was it in the weather that made Eli feel so lost on his way home? And for the final question, what was the big lesson that the steady North Star taught Eli that night? Great job! And as a fun way to remember our journey, don't forget the passport page for the United States, the setting of today's story. We hope this story helped you think about the power of having a steady guide. Remember to look for your own North Star, whatever it may be. And be sure to subscribe to Know Global Stories for another magical story from a new country. We'll see you then.